Class 11. Today we are going to find the expression for centripetal acceleration and hence the centripetal force acting on a body which is moving on a circular path with uniform speed. Say for example we are talking about a circle as you see here, and a body is moving from point A when time taken is 0 to another point B when time lapse is delta t, and that way in this process it has made and subtended an angle of theta at the center of the circle. We also assume that the radius of the circle is small r. Then we can very much understand that the initial velocity, which is always tangential to the circular path, is shown by the vector vi, and the final velocity of the body when the body reaches point B is shown by the vector vf. Now if we draw an equal vector for vi and equal vector for vf and reverse the direction of vi so that it becomes minus vi vector, then you can very well understand that these two triangles, triangle OAB and triangle O1 A1 B1, both are similar triangle because one of the angles should be equal. How we come to say that? Because of the fact that angle between two lines is always equal to angle between their normals. So here you see VI is perpendicular to OA and VF is perpendicular to OB. Therefore the angle between VI and VF will be same as is the angle between OA and OB. And so if we have these two triangles similar, we can write the change in velocity, that is delta V, which is represented by line A1 B1 divided by either of the velocity, because we have taken uniform velocity, so VI and VF both have equal magnitude. So delta V by V, we take the value of VI and VF, magnitude of VI and magnitude of VF equal to V. So then delta V by V will be given equal to delta R, that is arc AB divided by the radius OA. And as we have done here, and therefore we have our R upon V, because OA upon OA1 is equal to AB upon A1 B1, and therefore we have R upon V equal to arc AB upon delta V, and arc AB is nearly equal to the side AB or chord AB, and therefore equal to AB by delta V equal to delta R by delta V. And so we have delta V is equal to delta R V by R. On dividing both sides with the time lapse delta t, we get delta V by delta t equal to delta R by delta t into V by R was already there. So that way delta V by delta t becomes acceleration. You know rate of change in velocity is acceleration, and delta R by delta t becomes velocity because rate of displacement is velocity, and so we get magnitude of acceleration is equal to V into V by R equal to V square by R. Now if we use the relation V is equal to R omega, we have acceleration also expressed in terms of acceleration expressed also in terms of angular speed, and that becomes for V square we write R square omega square, and R was in the denominator, so that cancels out to become equal to omega square R. So this is the acceleration, and we call it centripetal acceleration because of the fact that this is always directed towards the center, and we shall be proving it very shortly. Now here you see, since acceleration is now known to us, so we can also find the centripetal force, which is force is equal to mass into acceleration, and that becomes mass into V square by R or m omega square R, where m is the mass of the body. Now we have to prove that this acceleration, this force is centripetal, means always directed towards the center, and we can do it by considering the fact that the direction of magnitude of velocity, speed of the particle moving on the circular path is not changing, and it is always bending towards the left side, that is towards the center, every moment. And that way we can understand that there should be a force which is acting towards left, and also it should be at 90 degree to the velocity, because only then the magnitude of the velocity remains unaffected. Otherwise it would have changed due to some component of force acting lying in the direction of velocity, but that is not the case, and therefore the magnitude of velocity is not changing, and therefore we can say that the force is at perpendicular to the velocity, instantaneous velocity, and since it is always bending towards left, therefore we can always say that the perpendicular force, and it is always radially, because radius is always at 90 degree to the tangent drawn at any point on the circle. And this radius and this force is always directed towards the center, because it is the velocity is bending towards the center, therefore the force is towards the center, and hence we call it centripetal force. Since centripetal force we have found is towards center, so acceleration should be also towards the center. Now the same thing can be proved in another way, geometrically. When you draw the diagram which we have drawn earlier to compare the two triangles, we have drawn this diagram. If you draw this diagram, the triangle O1, A1, B1, for each time reducing the value of theta, then what you will see that the direction of delta V each time nearly becoming centripetal, means nearly approaches to pass through the center of the circle, and that way we can understand if theta is tending to 0, it should pass through the center, and hence that way also we can prove that it is a centripetal force, it is centripetal acceleration. But for this we have to do the geometrical diagrams very strict, with strict precision and correctness. Thank you and have a nice day.